The Crimson Ledger wasn't supposed to exist. Every government called it a myth, a rumor whispered by spies and denied by presidents. A digital archive containing the darkest trades, secret killings, covert payouts, every crime committed by the powerful. If it were real, anyone holding it could tear entire nations apart. Zayden didn't believe in myths. He believed in money. He sat inside the safe house, a dim, concrete room with one flickering bulb, staring at the encrypted drive on the table. It was small, silver, unmarked, nothing about it said world ending. But the man he stole it from had used his dying breath to spit out one final sentence. The ledger kills everyone who touches it. Zayden didn't care, but his crew did. Layla the planner paced across the room, chewing the inside of her cheek, her tell when she was worried. We should destroy it. Every agency on Earth is going to come for us. Rourke, the muscle, leaned back with a scoff. Every agency. Good. I've been bored. Tariq the hacker pushed his glasses up. You guys don't get it. This isn't just government heat. This ledger is tied to the Red Syndicate. The room went silent. Everyone knew the Syndicate. Nobody survived crossing them. Zayden spoke calmly. We're not destroying it, we're selling it. Layla's head whipped around. To who? Zayden? Who buys something that makes them a global target? Everyone, he said. And that's why the price is anything we want. Tariq exhaled sharply. You didn't steal a file. You stole a war. Before Zayden could reply, the safe house door rattled once hard. Rourke was up instantly, gun drawn. Layla pointed to the back exit. Tariq shoved the drive into a lead-lined pouch and tossed it to Zayden. The door crashed open. 3 Syndicate gunmen poured in, firing in controlled bursts. Bullets snapped through the air like angry insects. The crew dove behind crates as concrete dust exploded around them. Rourke returned fire, 2 shots clean, dropping 1 attacker. Layla pulled Zayden toward the side corridor. We're burned. How did they find us this fast? 'Cause somebody told them, Zayden said. Tariq flinched. You think one of us? Not now. Zayden snapped, yanking him along. They sprinted down the hallway as Syndicate boots thundered behind them. Rourke held the line, covering the escape, but the Syndicate was relentless. Layla fired back blindly, buying seconds, not minutes. The crew burst into the alley behind the safe house. A black SUV screeched around the corner. Tariq set up getaway car. They piled in as Tariq slid behind the wheel and slammed the gas. The SUV fishtailed, tires screaming as automatic fire shredded the walls behind them. Rourke reloaded, this time with a grin. Now, this is a job. Zayden wasn't smiling. Somebody had leaked their location within minutes of the heist. Only 4 people knew, and one of them was sitting in the car. But he didn't have time to point fingers now. He clutched the pouch containing the ledger, feeling its weight like a heartbeat. Every instinct told him this wasn't a heist, it was a trap. They weren't the hunters. They were the bait. The SUV tore across the bridge, leaving the industrial district. Sirens echoed from several directions. Drones appeared overhead. Someone had triggered citywide surveillance. Tariq swore under his breath. We're being boxed in left, right, everywhere. Layla studied the holomap. No, they're pushing us somewhere. Zayden's grip tightened. Where? Before she could answer, 4 Syndicate SUVs appeared ahead, perfectly aligned, blocking the bridge. Tariq slammed the brakes. Rourke raised his rifle. Layla's breath hitched. Zayden looked ahead at the Syndicate enforcers stepping out. Their guns already raised, and then looked back at his crew. One of them didn't meet his eyes. There it was. A single, tiny betrayal hidden in fear. They climbed to the roof of the SUV as bullets began raining. Rourke covered them with relentless fire. Drones buzzed overhead like metal hornets. Zayden yelled over the chaos, "We need to jump." Layla hesitated. This drop could kill us. Staying will definitely kill us. They leaped off the bridge into the river below, plunging into freezing black water as the syndicate opened fire above. As they sank into the darkness, the ledger pressed against Zayden's chest like a curse. Someone in the crew had sold them out. And by the time Part 2 begins, Zayden will know exactly who. The river swallowed them whole. Its cold water punched into Zayden's lungs as he fought the current, kicking upward until his head burst through the surface. The bridge towered above him, syndicate silhouettes scanning the rail with rifles, searching for bodies. Layla surfaced next, gasping. Then Tariq. Rourke emerged last, roaring like a dying beast. If I live through this, I'm punching whoever set us up. Zayden didn't respond. He already had suspects. They let the current drag them downstream until the syndicate search faded into the distance. Finally, they crawled onto the mud-slick riverbank behind an abandoned textile factory. Rourke collapsed against the wall, coughing water. We need medkits, ammo, a new plant, preferably in that order. Layla wrung out her hair, breathing hard. We shouldn't be alive. They were waiting for us. They knew our exact exit route. Tariq shivered violently, rubbing his arms. Could be city trackers, could be drones, could be no, Zayden cut in. It was one of us. A heavy silence dropped over the group. Rourke stared at him. You're saying one of your own crew ratted us out? After everything? Zayden didn't blink. There's no other explanation. Only 4 of us knew the safe house location before the run. It wasn't hacked, it wasn't leaked, it was spoken. Layla stepped back. Zayden, don't start pointing fingers when we're barely breathing. He didn't answer. He opened the lead pouch and pulled out the silver drive. The crimson ledger. Even through the casing, the device seemed to pulse with danger, like holding a nuclear secret everyone wanted to own. We still have this, Zayden said. That means the syndicate will hunt us non-stop. The traitor will help them again. Tariq swallowed. You don't think I think. Zayden said coldly, that fear makes people do stupid things. Rourke cracked his knuckles. Let me talk to each of you one at a time. I'll get answers. Layla shot him a glare. We're not torturing each other. Focus. Where do we go now? Zayden already had a destination. District 9, the safe bunker. No comes, no trackers. We hole up, regroup, and find the leak. Tariq's eyes widened. District 9? That's syndicate territory. Not always, Zayden said. There's someone there who owes me a favor. Rourke chuckled darkly. Someone, or someone you robbed before? Zayden didn't deny it. They moved through back streets, alleys, and storm tunnels until the city lights dimmed behind them. Footsteps echoed on rusted metal as they climbed into an old freight yard, the border of District 9. A maze of abandoned trains and razor wire fences. As they passed through, Zayden paid attention to every detail. Who walked closest to whom? Who avoided eye contact? Who kept touching their pockets? Even the smallest behavior mattered. And one thing stood out. Tariq kept glancing at Layla, not at Zayden, not at Rourke, just her. Not fear, not guilt. Something else. Connection. Secretive. Dangerous. Zayden filed it away. Inside a rusted cargo carriage, they finally stopped. Rourke blocked the door with a steel crate. Tariq warmed his hands near a broken heater. Layla stitched a cut on her arm with a medical kit they scavenged. Zayden paced. The ledger felt heavier with every second. Rourke crossed his arms. All right, talk. Who's the traitor? Layla tensed. Tariq froze. Zayden scanned their faces. The syndicate arrived before we even left the safe house. That means the leak happened early. But the only time any of you separated from the group was he stopped. A noise. 3 soft taps on the metal wall. Layla's face drained of color. That's a signal. The freight door blew open. Syndicate assassins stormed inside, masked, guns raised. Rourke tackled 2 immediately. Zayden flipped the table for cover. Layla fired with deadly precision. Tariq dove behind crates, screaming. Bullets shredded the carriage walls. Sparks rained down. The attack was too clean to precise. They'd been tracked again. Zayden tackled one assassin, slamming him into the rail floor. "Who told you where we were?" The assassin spat blood. "Ask your hacker." Zayden froze. Tariq. He spun toward the young hacker only to see Tariq slip out the back door and vanish into the shadows. Rourke roared. He ran. That little snake ran. Layla's voice cracked. No, he wouldn't. Zayden's jaw tightened. He now had his answer. Tariq wasn't just scared. He was working with a syndicate. And the ledger wasn't stolen from them. It was delivered. Tariq's footsteps faded into the maze of rusted train tracks, swallowed by the night. Zayden didn't waste time. He bolted out the back door. Rourke beside him. Layla limping slightly, but still fast. The syndicate assassins regrouped behind them, firing into the dark, bullets cracking against steel. Rourke growled. "Just say the word, and I'll break his spine." Zayden didn't answer. Not yet. He needed facts, not anger. They moved through the freight yard in silence, broken only by the whir of surveillance drones circling overhead. The syndicate was tightening the net. Tariq hadn't run blindly. He had run toward something. Toward someone. Layla kept looking around anxiously, her voice soft. "He must have been threatened, Zayden. Tariq would never betray us unless he was forced." "He wasn't forced," Zayden said. "He was prepared." Layla froze. "What do you mean?" Zayden slid behind a derailed container for cover and held up a small device he had found near Tariq's bag, a slim black transmitter. "A signal beacon," Zayden said. "He planted it at the safe house too. That's how the syndicate stayed on us." Layla's face fell. Rourke muttered a string of curses. Zayden pocketed the beacon and peered around the corner. Down the tracks, a faint glow flickered an old warehouse with syndicate markings. "He's going there," Zayden said, "to trade us for protection." They moved carefully, staying low, weaving between cargo crates and rusted rails. Drones skimmed overhead, but missed them in the shadows. As they neared the warehouse, Zayden signaled for silence. They climbed a stack of shipping containers and looked down through a broken skylight. There he was. Tariq stood in the center of the warehouse, soaked, shaking, clutching his backpack. In front of him stood a tall figure in a tailored black coat, the Red Syndicate's regional commander. Victor Drazen, ruthless, precise, a man who didn't blink unless necessary. Tariq held up the line-lined pouch, the crimson ledger. Rourke clenched his fists. "I'm going to kill him," Layla whispered, trembling. "Tariq." "Why inside?" Tariq spoke in a broken voice. "I brought it. I brought the ledger. Just like you said. Just promise you won't hurt them. I swear, I did everything you asked." Drazen stared at him with cold amusement. "You misunderstand your position, Tariq. I didn't ask you. I ordered you." Tariq flinched like a child. "Please. I did what you wanted. Just keep them alive. Especially Layla." Layla's breath caught. "He did it for me." Zayden's eyes narrowed. So that was it. Tariq wasn't greedy. He wasn't power-hungry. He was in love. And he believed the Syndicate's lie that betraying the crew would save Layla. Drazen reached for the pouch. And Zayden dropped through the skylight. He hit the ground hard, rolled, and fired before anyone could react. The shot knocked the pouch from Tariq's hands. Rourke crashed down next, tackling two Syndicate soldiers at once. Layla landed third, sliding across the floor to grab the pouch, but a Syndicate operative kicked it away, sending it skidding under a shelf. Gunfire erupted. Zayden moved like a storm, pivoting, striking, firing, using every piece of cover. Rourke became a battering ram, slamming enemies into crates. Layla traded precise shots, each one protecting Zayden's flank. Tariq screamed over the chaos. "Stop! I was trying to save you." Zayden grabbed him by the collar and slammed him against the wall. "You almost killed all of us." Tariq sobbed. "They said if I didn't help them, they'd take Layla, wipe her from the city, Zayden. I couldn't lose her." Layla froze mid-shot. "Tariq, you idiot, we would have protected each other." Rourke yelled, "Too late for romance. They're surrounding us." Drazen stepped forward calmly, raising his pistol. "Finish this. Kill the crew. Bring me the ledger." 20 Syndicate soldiers converged. Zayden's crew tightened together. This wasn't a battle. This was an execution. But then, boom. The entire far wall of the warehouse exploded inward as an armored truck crashed through the structure. Metal shrieking, dust erupting like a bomb. A female voice shouted from inside, "Zayden, get in!" Layla gasped. "Is that?" Zayden smiled grimly. "Oh, it's her. His ex-partner, his most dangerous ally."
The courier van rolled into the dead industrial zone, engine humming like it knew this was its last run. Jace sat in the back, holding the Shadow case black, silent, heavier with every second. Tonight wasn't about delivery. Tonight was about ending everything that had hunted them. Mira whispered through comes 2 minutes. After this, we vanish. Jace breathed out, "Only if this works." The van stopped. Fog drifted in as Jace stepped out into an abandoned freight yard, cranes frozen midair, rails stretching like ribs under a dying sky. And between those rails stood Rafe, former partner, new enemy. Gun pointed right at him. "Bring me the case," Rafe said, smirking. "Let's finish this clean." Jace tightened his grip. "You betrayed us. You nearly killed Mira." Rafe shrugged. "Business, brother. You of all people should understand." Up on a catwalk, Mira had her sniper locked on him. "Stall him," she murmured. Jace stepped closer. "You don't even know what's inside this thing." "Don't need to," Rafe said. "Everyone wants it. That's enough." But then the case beeped, soft repeating. A countdown. Rafe's smile cracked. "What did you do?" Jace opened the case just enough for him to see. The EMP core glowing blue, timer blinking down. "This is our escape," Jace said. "This ends the syndicate." The timer hit 10. Rafe fired. Jace rolled behind a crate as bullets sparked off steel. Mira shot back from above, precise, deadly. Rafe moved fast, weaving through pillars, shouting, "Drop the case." 7-6. Jace sprinted across the rails, the case beeping louder. Mira yelled, "Climb the tower. Move." He scaled the crane ladder, breathing hard. For 3. Rafe caught his leg, yanking him down. They struggled on the ladder, fists slamming, metal groaning. The case slid onto the platform, skidding toward the edge. 2. Jace kicked Rafe off. The traitor fell hard to the ground, stunned. Jace lunged for the case. 1. A blinding pulse exploded outward, silent, cold. Final, every light in the district went black. Engines died. Syndicate networks crashed. Their power, the thing, they built an empire and vanished in an instant. Jace lay on the platform, chest rising and falling in the darkness. Mira climbed up seconds later, breath shaking. "You did it. We actually did it. He smiled weakly. We're done running. The city around them was silent. No drones, no scanners, no syndicate shadows. A reset button had been pressed, and they were the only ones who knew. Mira helped Jace to his feet, where now he looked at the dead skyline. Anywhere they can't find us. Far below, Rafe moved, groaning, broken but alive, stripped of power, stripped of allies. The Syndicate couldn't save him now. No one could. The shadow case sat on the steel platform open, empty, its purpose complete. Jace and Mira disappeared into the fog as dawn crept across the freight yard, leaving behind a traitor, a silent district, and the true end of the Shadow Consignment.